It had been a long, dry winter. Once again, we were averaging record lows on both rainfall and snowfall. For a multipleth year in a row, we had received practically nothing in regards to rain out here on the farm. The ground was drying up, the grass was drying up, and all of the water in all of the areas was virtually gone. How would the hayfields handle this? Would we even get a first cutting? I pretty much set my sights on not getting much at all. But when to cut? One of the issues dealing with droughts in hay is nitrate levels. When grass and plants are under stress, they tend to accumulate nitrates, which, if too high, can end up poisoning any of the animals that end up eating it. Should I cut, or should I wait until we get a good, healthy rainfall? But when would that be? Finally, I decided to go out and check the fields.
All right, so we're gonna jump the gun and we're gonna go ahead and cut the fields. They should have been cut a couple weeks ago. So with orchard grass, you want to cut it in the pre-boot stage. That's when the leaf is still wrapped around the grass head and just a little bit of it is poking out right there. This is the flowering stage. But the weather's been so crazy and so mild this year that this is actually almost a month ahead of schedule. I literally just fertilized this field a couple weeks ago and it was pretty short, but it has grown exponentially since then because of the weather. But because of the lack of rain, it hasn't filled in the way it should have. So this area right here is looking really great. But if we come up here, you can see exactly where either the seeder missed or the fertilizer missed. Right here, this is a big spot right through here. So this side of the hill right here is impossible to do when you're eyeballing it, because as you come up, it's not a straight hill. It kind of angles this way. So when you come through and you try to seed it or fertilize it, you always get thrown off because you can't see your tracks at the top. So that is why having a navigation system on your tractor can be especially helpful if you have a little bit of a tricky area in your field to do. Now granted, for 8 acres, you're really not going to need one, but if you have 20 acres or more, it's probably going to help you out, especially if you're a smaller farmer and you're trying to maximize the land that you already have. Believe it or not, this clay ground, which is really hard packed clay, does really well with this orchard grass. And this orchard grass is designed to survive drought. We're gonna go ahead and make the call to cut it. Definitely nervous about sugar, nervous about nitrates, but we're gonna test both. Do lots of praying and trust God that we're gonna come out on top on this.
This is the PTO tractor link attachment system. There's a link for it in the video description down below. It basically makes attaching your PTO a heck of a lot easier by taking all of the trial and error out of trying to stick the stupid thing onto your tractor. Especially if you have implements that are left outside and they get rusty and sticky, you can just leave one end of your PTO link stuck on your implement so you don't have to fight it ever again. Then you just match it up to the one on the tractor, turn it, and it's easy as can be. And these things are so heavy duty that if you happen to run it over with the lawnmower, it'll survive. Check out the video at the top.
Look how big he is. Oh my goodness, his feet actually touch the floor now. But we've got some beautiful weather today. It's gonna be really, really hot coming up. All right, let's go.
of the biggest obstacles I have is continually oversteering to make sure that I'm collecting the grass that I need to, because I always understeer or oversteer, so then I have to counteract that. But I definitely don't want to get stuck in any of the grass I've already mowed, and I don't want to miss any grass. So I'm always having to do little tiny steers, and always looking over my back shoulder to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. So I'm curious to see if an auto steer system is going to prevent all of that. I don't know. I haven't heard of them being used for hay fields, so it's going to be interesting to see what it can do. But again, my biggest obstacle is just this stupid oversteering, and then I end up missing patches of grass, and then it's just, you know, not fun. I've got Aaron riding with me, acquiring vast amounts of knowledge through absorption. But we've got beautiful weather, and you know, just glad for decent weather, even if it's very, very dry. Our fields, being clay, are holding moisture exceptionally well. So hopefully by taking the hay off, we're not going to damage the grass underneath. That's the hope.
got the whole field cut. I was going pretty slow because I just wanted to make sure my cutter was doing all right. And I only managed to scare one turkey out of here. I think she was thinking about laying eggs out here, but I didn't see any nests, so I think we're good. Yeah, so I think we got that cut. I started about noon and I got done about 3. So I mean, I probably could have gotten it done in 2.5 hours for approximately 8 acres, but yeah. And my cutting definitely was not on par today. It was probably some of my worst cutting jobs ever. So I'm wondering if by chance that GPS autopilot system will help prevent that. I don't know, but I'm curious. So I mean, overall the grass is looking fantastic. Just like no weeds at all in the fields yet. Regardless, let me show you. Look at this lusciousness. Oh my goodness gracious. It's very stemmy. Yes, it is. There's not much I can do about that. But I mean, other than the stemminess factor, it is gorgeous. Oh, here's a weed. I think this is Queensland lace. That's okay. That's just the leaf part, so that's not gonna be too bad. Man, this is just beautiful. And it's so rich and so dark blue. It was just glowing as I was laying it down. I mean, you can see, I don't know if you can even appreciate on camera how nice deep blue-green this is. So the only thing is, it's probably gonna be lower in protein and it might be slightly higher in sugar. So I'm gonna have it tested just to make sure, and I'm also gonna check the nitrates to make sure those are good as well. Now, raking is gonna be easy, but it's gonna be fingers crossed on the baler. It's been such a busy year. I haven't even had time to even try to work on the baler. So I don't know. Again, you know, if we had a heated garage, I could pick away at it during the winter time. So it's gonna be some fantastic hay. The only thing that I'm not excited about is this. This is all gonna come up in my hay too because of my hay rake. But if I had burned my field this spring, this wouldn't be an issue. So that's not going to be so exciting. So big. Is this what you guys are looking for? Oh man, you guys are like little turkeys. There you go. Grass. Looks like the water's empty. Yeah, they're out of water. Uh-oh. Got a turkey on the loose. Come here, baby. There you go. Sludge. Okay, there you go. Pretty soon they'll be having to move on to pasture.